We have had some banger lip sync songs on RuPaul's Drag Race, but what has been the best finale song? I'm going to be sharing my rankings of all of the finale lip sync songs. That is the final song that we got to hear before someone was crowned. In a lot of cases in the early seasons, there was no lip sync finale. They lip sync for the crown on the show, and then they would take a break and then go film the live finale where they would do some type of group number, Q&A, and then they'd get crowned. And so some of these are less exciting than others in my opinion. So I'll be starting at the lowest rank at number 17, and then I will be going to my highest rank at number 1. This list will not include the All-Stars or international seasons. I should say that the parameters of how I'm judging this are not based on performance at all. I am not considering the queens in any way. I am not considering costuming or lights or staging or anything. I am purely considering if this was a good song for the finale, if it has a good energy, if the mood is right for a crowning, and if it sets the vibe on a high bar. So don't take any of these rankings as a personal attack on any of the performances or the queens that were in them, as they're not even being thought about. So starting in number 17, we have Knock on Wood, the season 15 finale song. This is my least favorite of all of the mainline finales because it had already been done before. We got to see Stacy and Alexis perform this in season 3 during the Cake Ball. And in my personal opinion, I think a lip sync song should only be redone if it wasn't that good the first time around. Songs that are used in seasons outside the US, like Holland using Physical, while All Star 6 use Physical, I think is fine on some level because chances are the audience is not going to overlap on each other too much. But I think especially for a finale, if it's gonna be a legacy song, it should be one that flopped really hard. I don't see Oops, I Did It Again as a good finale song, but that would be fine because that was flopped the first time around. I would especially love I Will Survive because that was a major flop its first time around and we haven't gotten to see it again. And I Will Survive is a really triumphant song. Knock on Wood is not the most triumphant song, I think. And again, it's already been done. And so it's my least favorite finale song because I think it lacks originality in the Drag Race universe. In the number 16 spot is Gimme 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 A Man After Midnight, the Cher version. Of all of the Cher songs that exist in the pantheon of the Cher verse, I don't know why you would choose Gimme 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 A Man After Midnight. She has so many bangers that were not done on Drag Race until this point that I think would have been a more victorious way to end the season. Also, if you're gonna choose a Cher song, why would you choose the ABBA cover album version from Mamma Mia 2? What? I don't really get why this was the song that was chosen. Desiring a Man After Midnight is all very lovely, very romantic in its own way, sitting in the back seat of a car at a Ralph's parking lot, kissing and whatnot. But like, is this the best song for a finale? I don't think so. Because the price package had been adjusted to $200K, why didn't they do Winner Takes It All? They were in Vegas, on the Vegas stage. That would have been a perfect song for the finale. So in principle, it is at number 16. And also, why not just the ABBA version? Was that so out of reach? Was the licensing so expensive? Like, give me ABBA. Let Cher be Cher. I just don't want to see a cover song, like a famous cover song for a finale. At number 15 is The Beginning. Half of these finale lip sync songs are RuPaul songs, which I enjoy because it's Ru's show, so there should be some level of RuPaul represented near the end. I like parts of The Beginning, but it is a little bit dull of a song. It doesn't have a ton of pizzazz, maybe like a mid-season song, I think. Maybe good for the beginning. I don't really know where you could put this song. The beginning at the beginning is a little too on the nose, maybe. It doesn't feel very ceremonial to me. Maybe even less so than Gimme Gimme Gimme. But outside of just being an MV that they had recorded earlier that episode, it doesn't have much tie-in to the overall season. It's flat for me. In the number 14 spot is Born Naked from season 7. Blah. God, I am so bored of Born Naked. I think it's terrible at this point. I have seen it on Drag Race Thailand. I feel like I've seen it in Drag Race Holland, maybe. I know I've seen this somewhere else. I'm so tired of Born Naked. I get that it ties in with the theme of the season, which was the realness, right? Like they were going for real, maybe in a way more than even season 8 was, which featured the realness as its finale song, and I believe its runway theme as well. It's just such a boring ass RuPaul song more boring than I think the beginning is. However, I think that Born Naked has more beats and more hits in it that you can get as a drag performer. And I think because it ties in with the intro of the season being the Born Naked theme, I get it. I almost would have rather had Born Naked be episode 1's lip sync song and then Geronimo flipped into the finale. I think maybe that would have been a little more impactful. However, if we had put Born Naked at the beginning, I think that Tempest would have won. And if we put Geronimo at the end, I don't know if any of those girls would be able to lip sync to that very well. It would be a mess. Imagine, for a moment, if you will, go on a mind journey with me. Imagining Kennedy Davenport to Geronimo going, Geronimo, Geronimo. She used to lip sync down here, which was incredible. And then Pearl doing like, they're falling like they're domino. No, it's too much. Get me out of here. In the number 13 spot is Sissy That Walk from season 6. This is a great runway song, but it's so goddamn boring. Now Sissy That Walk. It's got a fun energy. It's draggy as hell. It works. Yes. There's just really not much to say. It's just kind of like... In the number 12 spot is Glamazon from season 4. I love this song a lot. It's so good as a runway theme. I can't hear a welcome to the jungle without thinking about Jade Jolie, and they piped in this elephant sound while she's draped with red paillettes. Oh, it's everything. I'm conflicted on if this is a good finale song. There's not a ton of words to it. It's got great old school energy, but there's not a ton to it. I guess it makes sense because it ties in with the runway that they had been doing all season. What other song would they have done? I don't know. A lot of these ones in the middle are sort of like, I mean, I guess. In number 11 is Bang Bang from season 10. I think my biggest problem with this is that it's built for triplets. It's not built for a 2-person finale, right? So they went into this finale knowing that they were gonna do 3. I have no doubt in my mind that Asia was supposed to be the finalist, but Butterfly Gate cupped her ability to go there. So what? It's supposed to be Asia, Eureka, and Cameron? Or Asia, Aquaria, and Cameron, with Eureka getting sniped out? What was the ultimate producer intention with putting Bang Bang with this group of 4? I think it works for that group because they whittled it down to 3, but also the fact that it's Bang Bang makes it appear as if it was always the intention to have a 3-person finale. I think Bang Bang is fun, but it's got so many different parts. Who do you focus on? I, as someone who likes to perceive drag in so many different ways, want to see someone have different characters for each one of their lip syncs. And having Ari, Jessie, and Nikki there, you kind of have to change your energy dynamic for whoever is singing at the time. So it's like you're sort of adjusting your character and your movements and your walk and your attitude. I know that Nikki line by heart and could do it right now without even a second thought. It's a really wordy, complicated line and not a lot of people can do it well. And if I remember right, they kind of cut a lot from that lip sync. I think it overall is pretty good. I just don't like that it breaks form from what we've seen previously. I don't think it's enough to bring it low, but it just keeps it at middle. In the number 10 spot is Survivor, the season 12 finale song. Another 3-part lip sync song. I think the energy is good. I think it has strong, victorious energy to it, which is what I want to see in a finale. It's got good danceability for the queens that like to buck, and I think that the versatility of this song makes for a great finale. I would love to see this redone, maybe in an All-Stars season, purely because we didn't really get a full stage performance. We got Zoom performances. In the number 9 spot is The Realness from season 8. Yo, I kind of like the vibe of The Realness. I like the gonna move into the house. I think it's a pretty dynamic RuPaul song. It has great beats. It has a nice scaling energy that doesn't ever just land in one place and stay flatly there. I don't think it's been overplayed like a lot of the other RuPaul songs, and that really is the crux of my problem with the other Ru songs. They've just been done in so many seasons. I'm just glad that we never had a universe where Kitty Girl was the final song that we heard before the crowning, because I think I would probably just turn off the program at that point. In the number 8 spot is Till the World Ends, the season 13 finale. I don't think this is the best Britney song that's ever existed in the world. I certainly don't think it's the best for a finale, but I enjoy the song. In my notes, I have something about the realness here. In my notes, I quite literally have, "Till the world ends, if real is what you feel, feelings aren't real." I may have been tired when I wrote this, or I may have been drinking. I'm unsure, but this is not right. I think Till the World Ends is really fun. I love that they did a Britney finale. I almost would have loved Lucky. I think that would have been emotional and impactful. It would have tied in with the music video that they did. Lucky end caps. Just a concept spitballing. It could have been a good time with Simone and Candy. I would have loved to have seen how they emoted through that. In the number 7 spot is Abracadabra by Lady Gaga. This was super topical at the time that it released on Drag Race, which I think factors in a high score for me. Drag Race is so averse to being topical. Usually songs that they feature are kind of older or have fallen out of fashion. By the time that we finally hear them, they have been overplayed to death. Like, I loved APT, but by the time that we got to see Susie lip sync to it, it was like Susie and Corey, I think. It had been played so many times that I was like, okay, I guess we can listen to APT. I think by the time that we got to Abracadabra, it was just at the end of like, this song is spoiling, but they got to it right on time. Either you have to hit a mark of something that's super iconic, like Till the World Ends or Edge of Glory, something that's already hit its iconic status and has been off the radio for a while, or you get it right when it's peaking. I think the Mayhem album is peak current Gaga, I think even more so than Chromatica. So I think this was a really fun finale, and I love that Gaga has been featured in so many Drag Race finales because she's got that voice for drag. She's got that danceability and the performance and the hits that I think people are looking for at a drag show, so it translates to TV even more. In the number 6 spot is Jealous of My Boogie from season 2. Throwback to the OGs. This is kind of like peak RuPaul to me for disco vibes. Ru has a couple different styles that I think you could say that's Ru. Disco is one of her pillars. I think vibe, like ASMR, catwalk, you know, that style. And then this electro pop, which I think sometimes works and sometimes doesn't. Her disco vibes are some of my favorite RuPaul's. And I love the little like jingly beats, the ding, 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 do, 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 do. It's like a psionic wave. There's some subliminal messaging that's happening that goes to my brain that says, hey, listen to this song and love it. Hey DJ, love the way I lose my inhibitions when you spin. That's so good. And that's fantastic for a finale. You could perform this in so many different ways. It's got a lot of highs and lows. I love that it's just classic RuPaul. Great way to end season 2. 0 notes otherwise. I would put it higher if the other ones I didn't love a little more. In number 5 is CoverGirl from season 1. Again, classic RuPaul. I don't mean to be dramatic, but they could do this song quite literally every single season, and I would say yes every time. It is a fire song. It is the RuPaul song that put her on the map, and people still think about this song in relation to RuPaul. And for the premiere season that's kicking off this multi-million-dollar franchise, it's brilliant, and it incorporates this Ru-ness into the beginning of this journey that I think was super important to staple. This is Ru's franchise, and we're gonna do Ru's songs. And I love that they keep this trend going for a while until they finally start breaking into mainstream and start using artists that are outside of Ru. I would still love to see this song every now and again. Toss it into a lip sync every couple of seasons. In the number 4 spot is It's Not Right But It's Okay from season 9. This is the Thunderpuss remix, which I love that they chose that version of it. Getting a Whitney song for a finale? Are you kidding me? I would love to also see I Have Nothing for the finale. I can't remember if we've done that before. This was incredible to witness in real time that they even bagged a Whitney song for that finale. The energy is off the charts. Again, I think Whitney is someone who understood radio and hitting beats and connecting with an audience in a way that is beyond just making music. It's about creating a vibe. And this song has that. It is a very specific type of storytelling about a woman who's finding out that her partner is cheating on her and then she just has to navigate through life. Maybe kind of the same energy as something like Gimme, Gimme, Gimme a Man After Midnight. Like, that's a niche reference. I think this was a really great way to finish off this season, the very first one that ever had a lip sync for the crown, Whitney was a wonderful pull for that. In the number 3 spot is Padam Padam in the season 16 finale. Again, this was kind of topical, and I think like Whitney, like Gaga, Kylie has created music that has resonated with queer folks for so many years. She just understands how to make music for us after all these years, and I think Kylie is someone who has done that most, if not all, of her career. She's made music for us, not for anybody that is living the Bob and Betty beer can life. She's making music for There's a lot of energy to work with here. You can translate that in so many different ways. I think it's brilliant for a finale. It was topical. That also factors in very high. And I think of Kylie's music, this is one of the better ones. I would love to see Magic for a finale. I'm actually surprised that we haven't had that as a finale song. In the number 2 spot is Champion in the season 3 finale. This song to me is like the theme song of RuPaul's Drag Race. Like when I hear this song, I think this is the song that I think of when I think about Drag Race. I think the lyrics are the most victorious of every song that has been done in a finale. It has those beats, and I feel like there's a lot of camp you can infuse into this as well as high glam, as well as ferocity. It's quintessential RuPaul, and I don't want to be dramatic about this one as well, but they could do this constantly and I would never be bored of it. It's a banger of a song. And then in the number 1 spot, I think my favorite finale song of all of them is Edge of Glory from season 11. For a season that got a lot of hate at the time, this was the most perfect end cap. It's about being right at that tipping spot, right before you fall off the ledge into glory, which I think is what Drag Race is really about and what this season in particular was really about. All these queens had such a huge opportunity that the fans were just not connecting to, and they were right there, right at the edge of getting there. They just needed to connect these pieces a little more, and I think that was a great way to tie off this particular season. It matches the energy of season 11 maybe more than any of the others. I love the vibe that this brings to a Drag Race finale. I think Gaga, like others that I've mentioned, just get queer people. She understands how to make music for us. She understands how to get this rhythm that gets you excited and pumped and hyped. You can be camp to this song, you can be glamorous to this song, you could be high energy to this song. You could plug any of those finalists into this lip sync song and it would be dynamic and interesting to watch because it's got versatility, and that's what a lot of Gaga's music has. It's versatile. It is a brilliant song for a finale, and I very much vibe with it. And so that has been my ranking of all my favorites to least favorite lip sync finale songs. Again, let me know what some of your favorites were in the comments below. We've been doing this YouTube thing pretty hard. I hope you're enjoying this. If you have anything that you want to see in particular, let me know in the comments below. Make sure to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and I will see y'all on the flip.